What if human history is incomplete? What if entire civilizations existed long before recorded history, only to vanish without a trace? Civilizations so ancient that modern humanity remembers them only as myths. Stories whispered across generations. Legends of giant beings, lost continents, advanced knowledge, and catastrophic floods that destroyed entire worlds. Among all these forgotten legends, one name remains especially mysterious: Lemuria, a lost continent said to have existed somewhere beneath the Indian Ocean, a place described as the cradle of an ancient civilization, a world that supposedly disappeared beneath the sea. But what if Lemuria was not merely mythology? What if fragments of the story were real? Tonight, we explore one of the greatest mysteries ever imagined: the lost continent of Lemuria. The story begins in the 19th century. A British geologist named William Blanford was studying ancient rock formations in central India. At first, nothing seemed unusual. But then he noticed something strange. The fossils and rock layers in India looked almost identical to geological formations found thousands of kilometers away in South Africa. The similarities were impossible to ignore. The same ancient sediment, the same fossil structures, the same geological patterns. But there was a major problem. India and South Africa were separated by the vast Indian Ocean, an enormous distance. How could two distant regions share the same geological history? Blanford proposed a radical explanation. Millions of years ago, he believed a gigantic landmass once connected Africa and India, a land bridge, or perhaps an entire continent. At the time, most scientists rejected the idea completely. To them, continents were fixed forever. The idea that landmasses could move or disappear beneath the ocean sounded absurd. But Blanford's theory would soon inspire another mystery. British zoologist Philip Sclater was studying a peculiar animal known as the lemur. Lemurs mainly lived on the island of Madagascar, but fossils connected to these creatures had also been discovered in India. Oddly enough, they were almost completely absent in nearby Africa. This made no sense. If lemurs existed in Madagascar and India, why not in Africa between them? Sclater believed the answer was simple. Madagascar and India must once have been connected by an ancient continent, and so he gave this mysterious lost land a name: Lemuria, named after the lemur itself. At first, the theory was only geological speculation. But over time, the story became something much larger. As decades passed, new ideas emerged. Some researchers believe Lemuria was not just a landmass, but the home of a forgotten civilization. A civilization older than Egypt, older than Mesopotamia, possibly older than humanity itself. Then came a discovery that changed everything. In the early 20th century, German scientist Alfred Wegener noticed something extraordinary. The eastern coastline of South America matched almost perfectly with the western coastline of Africa, as if they were once connected like puzzle pieces. Not only that, identical fossils had been discovered on continents separated by entire oceans. Wegener proposed a revolutionary idea. All continents were once joined together in a gigantic supercontinent. He called it Pangaea. According to his theory, the continents slowly drifted apart over millions of years. At first, scientists laughed at him. They mocked the theory relentlessly. Many considered it ridiculous pseudoscience. But decades later, modern geology proved Wegener was right. The continents really are moving. Earth's crust is divided into tectonic plates that slowly shift across the planet. Suddenly, the idea of lost continents no longer sounded impossible, and the legend of Lemuria returned once again. As interest in Lemuria grew, the story became increasingly mysterious. One of the most controversial figures connected to Lemuria was W. Scott Elliott. Elliott claimed he had access to hidden ancient knowledge describing the lost continent. According to him, Lemuria was not merely a prehistoric landmass, it was an advanced civilization unlike anything humanity has ever known. He described the Lemurians as gigantic beings nearly 5 meters tall, massive humanoid creatures possessing extraordinary spiritual abilities. Elliott claimed they possessed a mysterious third eye, an organ supposedly connected to the pineal gland within the brain. This eye was believed to allow them to perceive dimensions beyond normal reality. To modern scientists, these claims sound impossible. But similar stories appear throughout ancient mythology across the world. Ancient India speaks of divine beings with supernatural powers. Egyptian mythology describes gods descending from the heavens. Many Native American legends tell stories of giant ancestors. Even ancient Sumerian texts mention beings possessing knowledge beyond ordinary humans. Coincidence, or fragments of something humanity has forgotten? According to Eliot, Lemuria existed during a distant prehistoric era when dinosaurs still ruled the earth. He described vast jungles filled with gigantic creatures, massive flying reptiles crossing crimson skies, colossal oceans filled with monstrous life forms. And among them, the civilization of Lemuria flourished. Gigantic temples rose above tropical forests. Cities glowed beneath the stars, and advanced knowledge spread across the continent. Some legends even claimed the Lemurians could communicate telepathically. Others suggested they understood energies modern science still cannot explain. The stories grow stranger the deeper you look. According to certain legends, Lemuria stretched across much of the southern hemisphere, from the Indian Ocean through Indonesia across Australia toward New Zealand, and possibly even reaching the western coasts of the Americas. If true, it would have been one of the largest continents in Earth's history. But then, something happened. A catastrophe. The ground began to crack apart. Earthquakes shook the planet. Volcanoes erupted across enormous regions of the world. The oceans rose. Entire cities disappeared beneath the sea. Unlike Atlantis, which legends claim vanished in a single night, Lemuria was believed to sink slowly over millions of years. As the continent collapsed, its people scattered across the earth. Some legends claim survivors traveled to ancient Egypt. Others say they fled to South America or Tibet. And according to certain theories, the descendants of Lemuria eventually became the civilization known as Atlantis. This connection between Lemuria and Atlantis remains one of the most fascinating parts of the mystery. Some writers claimed Atlanteans were descendants of the Lemurians. Others believed Atlantis itself was one of the final surviving regions of the ancient Lemurian world. There are even theories suggesting that remnants of Lemurian knowledge influenced ancient Egypt. According to some fringe researchers, the pyramids of Giza may be far older than mainstream history claims. Some legends even suggest the pyramids were submerged underwater long ago during a global flood. While mainstream archaeology strongly rejects these theories, the mysteries surrounding ancient civilizations continue to fuel speculation around the world. But perhaps the most shocking part of the Lemuria mystery came much later. In 2017, scientists confirmed the existence of a real submerged continent beneath the Pacific Ocean. Its name was Zealandia, a massive landmass nearly 5 million square kilometers in size, most of it hidden beneath the ocean. Scientists confirmed Zealandia was once part of the ancient supercontinent Gondwana. This discovery changed the conversation completely, because it proved something extraordinary. Entire continents really can sink beneath the sea. For centuries, the idea sounded impossible. But now science had confirmed it. A real hidden continent existed underwater. And suddenly, the legend of Lemuria no longer seemed entirely fictional. Then there are the strange theories of American geologist Wishar S. Cerf. Cerf believed fragments of Lemuria eventually merged with North America. According to his theory, parts of California, Oregon, Nevada, and Washington may contain remnants of the lost continent itself. He claimed massive tectonic movements pushed ancient land fragments into the North American plate. Some even suggested indigenous cultures living in these regions could be descendants of Lemurian survivors. Again, there is no scientific evidence proving these claims, but the mystery continues to fascinate millions of people worldwide. And perhaps that is because humanity has always been drawn to the idea of lost worlds. Maybe because deep down, we sense there are still enormous gaps in human history. Even today, scientists admit that much of Earth's oceans remain unexplored. Vast underwater regions have never been fully mapped. Entire mountain ranges lie hidden beneath the sea. Ancient ruins continue to be discovered in unexpected places. Every year, new discoveries challenge what we thought we knew about the ancient world. So what if something truly ancient still waits beneath the ocean floor? What if traces of forgotten civilizations remain hidden in darkness, waiting to be found? Did Lemuria truly exist? Was it an advanced prehistoric civilization erased by time, or merely a myth created by imagination and speculation? No one knows for certain. But the mystery refuses to die. Because somewhere beneath the oceans, beneath miles of darkness and pressure, the secrets of Earth's forgotten past may still remain untouched. And if humanity ever discovers undeniable evidence of a lost civilization beneath the sea, everything we know about human history could change forever. Perhaps the greatest mysteries are not hidden in space, but buried beneath the oceans of our own planet. waiting for someone to finally uncover the truth.